am taking a break from making things this week. Figured we would kind of go back to my roots of this channel. A good old antique haul. The ways of the haul have been lost to me for a while, mainly because I don't like to spend money. I have a very exciting development of this house in which I need new furniture. We today are going to the Brimfield Antique Fair show flea market. I kind of have a quest in mind. So this is what I'm going to be looking for. Storage, shelves, little cabinets, things that I can put knickknacks in, hand-carved furniture or hand-carved knickknacks, which leads me into hobbity furniture or decor. I may peruse the vintage clothing sections, but I have been trying not to buy new clothes, so don't let me. As for bigger pieces of furniture, we are looking for console, dry sink, cabinet to go where my dress forms are now. We need a place to put our record player. It's been up unused for so long. Something you can put our record player on top and then records vertically stored on bottom. I think that's about it. Aside from that, just knickknacks and doodads that make me go. So yeah, I need my home decor to match my geriatric insides. We shall set forth on a noble quest to find old stuff. Tally-ho. As always, it was really fun to see all the different booths and how everyone decorated, and unsurprisingly, it was 52,000 degrees Fahrenheit. After about 4 hours of walking around, I cracked open a sweet nectar of life. And before I show you everything that I got, this video is sponsored, so throwing it on over to sponsor Rachel. Oh, hi. You want to talk about thrifting? This week's video is brought to you by ThredUp. If you have not heard me talk about ThredUp before, which is unlikely, massive online thrift store. Everything on there is secondhand. If you're like me and you are trying to avoid buying anything new or fast fashion, this is the place to go. Those same brands for a bunch of money off. If summertime means exclusively sundresses, pop it in the search bar and you're good. It comes in handy so often. They may or may not have a new search function that is going to launch. So let me show you what I got. First up, little mini dress. Pretty modern, right? But with the right accessories, I'm gonna try to make it a little medieval. Now imagine this with like 60s hair and makeup. This dress is by Boohoo, originally $65. ThredUp had it for $18.99, but they were having a sale, and so I got this for $13.30. Come on. Next. Adorable gingham Ar Vivamos dress. I grabbed for $15.99. We're gonna make it even cuter. See? Throw some stays on there. 10 times more whimsy. That is it. Hopefully you enjoyed this mini fashion show, and I hope that you were nodding along or shaking your head like an 80s movie montage. If you would like to check out ThredUp, make sure to head to the link in my description. If you would like to save 45% off of your first order and free shipping, make sure you use the code Rachel. Thank you so much, ThredUp, for sponsoring this video, and without further ado, let me show you my old goodies. Let's go. That's right, even though it's 95 degrees out, I shan't skip a cup of hot coffee, and I shall not be judged. You ready? It feels weird. I haven't done a haul in, I don't know how long. I also shall not be judged about my mid-drift. These pants are for short people. And regardless of what you heard, I am actually the subject of the new movie Long Legs. Move over, Nicolas Cage. Okay. My bag of tricks. Let's just go through. I got a good range of things. Not as much as I would have liked, but some of the things were expensive. Ooh, these are steamy just from being in my car. First thing up is actually the last thing I bought, and it was one of the, selfishly, I just really wanted it. Wizard of Oz movie poster that's on like tin. Really stinking cute. Anything with Judy's face on it just, it gives me instant serotonin, so it really just, it was not that hard of a decision. Worst case, if I ever need thunder effects. I don't know exactly where I'm gonna put this yet. I think I'm gonna put it in my office somewhere. My editing office started evolving into just junk that makes me go. It started off with a theme, but I feel like sort of just becoming like a happy place for me. And so that's totally fine with me. But, ooh, I can also do rain falling on a tin roof. Any Foley work you need done. I know that I spent 10 minutes talking about a tin poster. One of the things that I was looking for this time, I might have mentioned it, I don't remember, that was 2 days ago. And so therefore, wooden hand-carved details. Got this. I'm not exactly sure what it is. I think it might be like a napkin holder. Loved the little flower hand-carved detail, and I love that it's not perfect. Figured I can put all of my bits and bobs in here, of which I have many. A junk drawer, if you will, but aesthetic. This is really, really cute. And so I bought it. Oy, I'm a little rusty. Also got this Belle of the West dressing doll. This is not actually historic. It's from like 1996, apparently. The curiosity got the best of me, and I just want to see what outfits she came with. Let's do that.
Oh, the river Rhine sings by the linden tree. Its melody is calling me. There's a sweetheart yearning for me day by day. So far away in dreams.
Next up, I grabbed her because I think she's lovely. I am a sucker for Edwardian girls and glasses, baby. I love collecting old cabinet cards, old photos, especially candid stuff. I don't know what it is, I just need to have them. A second home. It's slowly been building my rescue collection, but I don't know what to do with them. So I need to find a way to display these or something. The lovely lady in this photo could not have fathomed that one day she would be viewed upon by anyone other than probably whoever this was intended for. So I don't know, I feel like there's something kind of magical about that, giving it like a whole different life. It's wild, man. One of my favorite things that I got, stood there for at least 15 minutes, staring at it, pulling out the drawers, contemplating if I wanted to spend the money on it. Look at her. She's a hot mama. And I mean that literally, because she was in my car, and I think you could probably roast marshmallows over her. There's different compartments. Oh yeah. And I'll have you know, I actually haggled a little bit on this. Definitely not only because Nick basically forced me to. I was having him do my haggling for the weekend because I physically have a reaction to haggling. In fact, I will pay you more money if it means that I don't have to insult you by asking for less than what you're asking for. Mortal fear of rejection, so it kind of goes hand in hand. But this one was Nick's push into getting me to haggle. I got 25 bucks off this bad boy. I wish that I could know what used to be in here when she was made. Kind of chaotic, so I feel like this was definitely made by someone who needed it at home, maybe? These mysteries go hand in hand with buying old stuff, and I really wish that I could just have goggles that showed me what it was used for back in the day, but it's all right. Next, we'll be honest, I told myself that I would not buy a lot of clothing, and I didn't. To be fair, clothing, I got 2 items. The first one, 60s dress, Maksy dress. Surprise, it's brown. If I'm anything, it's predictable that I love a Maksy skirt. And not just because it's my name. Ha ha ha, you knew that was coming. It's really, really comfy. A teensy bit too big, which is very, very rare for vintage finds. So I was very surprised by that. Take in the waist, just the teensiest bit. And I feel like that helps the silhouette a little, because right now it's just the tiniest bit too big on the waist. Just for silly giggles, let's see what this looks like with the bolero. Oh, yeah. I don't know about that. It's very mother of the bride. think I'll do without that. Actually, I'm wondering if this would also be cute with like a shirt underneath it. Hold. Oh yeah. This is probably how I would wear it, and then so it would fit more like that. Frodo, leave her alone. Kids. Next. Oh. Okay, shirt, but also matching skirt. 1970s gunny sacks. Of freaking course it is. Second Sight vintage booth, who the owner was an absolute delight. This just screamed Anne Shirley Cuthbert so loudly into my ear that I could not pass it up for only $125, which is still very expensive. On the grand scheme of gunny sacks, that's cheap. Trust me. Y'all. I'm gonna cry. But wait, there's more. On a scale of 1 to 10, how ready do I look? Slap a boy over the head with a chalkboard. This is the cutest thing I've ever found. The details. I didn't think I was gonna like these sleeves because they're kind of like those mutton chop kind of things, and I prefer a balloon, if we're being honest. I cannot believe it fits. As mentioned with vintage clothing, it's very, very rare to find one that actually fits, especially gunny sacks, because gunny sacks was made for teenagers. So 90% of the time they are very small. So finding one that fits me, granted, I am wearing a corset. I don't think it would fit me if I wasn't wearing a corset. All right, I guess I should probably take it off now. Next, boot cover. Spats, I'm not sure exactly. Bond Street Spats, Chicago. Spats, a shortening of spatterdashes or spatterguards, are a type of footwear accessory for outdoor wear covering the instep and the ankle. Spatterdashes, that's adorable. Really stinking adorable and very Victorian looking. A button loop. They're quite thin. I'm not actually sure if these would fit my chunky ankles. Totally fine with just hanging them up or putting them somewhere on their own because I think they're just pretty to look at. Again, if someone in the Victorian time thought that future human being would want to display their spatterdashes amongst their other ephemera, it's not looking good. Oh, there ain't no way. Not a chance. Yeah, that checks out. If I have Victorian items, it's usually just for display because I don't want to ruin them. Same booth, I just grabbed some treasures. I thought they reminded me of old I Spy books. I will probably display them in some form or another. Moving on to another furniture piece. Shing! Stamp drawers. I think that's what they're for. Yeah. Letterpress. Letterpress drawers. The printing press era, and each drawer would have its own different letter. Normally, they would be housing my various knickknacks, probably of the frog variety. Inspiration treasure trove that is Pinterest, that people use these for spools and other like little sewing necessities, which I thought was a genius idea. So I got 2 of them instead of one big one so that I could kind of go like this. So from another booth, drawer pulls. They're a little bit dirty, they're a little in rough condition, but I kind of love that. I don't even think I will buff these out. I kind of like the patina on these. I figured I could put this maybe onto a piece of modern furniture and make it look older than it is. Another description for my fashion sense. Also from that booth, I grabbed Houdini's Big Little Book of Magic. 100 Magic Tricks by Houdini and Other Magicians. I think this is probably from the 50s, judging by the ads. 1927. Wow. Copyright 1927 by Beatrice Houdini, executive of the estate of Harry Houdini. Old magic tricks in there, which I figured, why not try a couple?
That's right, viewers, it's Magic Maksy. For my first trick, watch me pick up this handkerchief, tie it in a knot without letting go of the ends. Magic, tell your friends. For my next death-defying stunt, I'm going to push this hat through this hole. That's magic. For my final trick, please disregard the blur. These cameras are newfangled machines. I'm going to sip the water without using my hands.
Thanks, Houdini. Speaking of books, the last little item I got, normal aesthetic book, beautiful binding, but it's a book safe. I am kind of morally on the fence about destroying old books to make book safes, but I buy old books all the time. Have my eyeballs ever read a single word or chapter from any of them? I would have bought this anyways, even if it was just normal, and I would have never looked at it. So now at least I can store stuff in there. And then, friends, finally, the star of the entire trip and one of the most unique pieces of furniture I've ever seen. Prepare thyselves. Ta-da! Now, it may look like an ordinary table, but excuse me? And then I feel like sitting, taking a load off. Now you feel like working, putting a load on. The feeling that this gave me when we saw it in the tent, I cannot even describe except for true love. Can you transform it?
Transform.
No, the top.
I just messed with it.
When I need a tabletop, granted it is about toddler height, I'll have to figure that out. Most of the time, I think I will probably just have it like this and have a cushion here. She's vocal. I just love it so much. And Nick actually haggled down $100 off of the asking price for this, which again, we discussed this. I could never. And I know that it's gonna be something that I look at and just, it makes me so happy. I'll take that serotonin when I can get it. In this economy, ta-da! Overall, it was a pretty successful trip, although every single time we go to Brimfield, always walk away with feeling like we were not there nearly enough time. Literally every year we tell ourselves that we're just gonna go camp up there and go at least a couple days, and then we are us and we don't do that. We didn't end up finding anything for our record player, which is a bummer, but because it's going to be in our living room, we kind of have to agree on it, and that's been sort of a challenge. All this other stuff I can throw in my own personal spaces, but I guess in shared spaces, your spouse should probably have a say in what you buy too. But as far as everything else, I am super happy to get a head start on collecting items for the next home renovation project. Love old stuff. Hopefully you had fun. It's been so long since I've done any sort of haul. I just really needed a break from making stuff. I was getting a little burnt out. Once again, thank you so much, ThredUp for sponsoring this video. If you wanted to check them out, you can head to the link in my description. Make sure you use the code Rachel
For 45% off of your first order and free shipping.
That is it. I love you so very much, whether you're new or old to this channel. If you're new here and you feel like sticking around, feel free to subscribe. I upload every other Friday, and we have fun here. And I will see you in my next video. Bye. Where did I put my tights? In the other room. Of course I did. Wait, what? No, they're not in here. What did I do with them? Why am I like this? Oh my God. I just had them 5 seconds ago. Oh, scratch. Look at her go. She's making it cute. Thrilling content. Let me fact check myself. It's hot in here. Oh my God. Goodbye, sweet, sweet AC. You shall be missed. Get my Merlin beard out of the way. Why do I look like the caterpillar from James and the Giant Peach?